He'd heard of Governor Lloyd, but never seen him in real life. The only thing he knew about the Lloyds and their great house was that many members of his family, including his older siblings and cousins, had all walked this same path from Grandma Betsy's cabin through the countryside to the great house at the Wye Plantation. From there, his family had never returned. Frederick shuddered at the thought. He held his grandmother's hand tightly as the path wound into a dense forest. Walking among the trees, Frederick's imagination played tricks. He saw monsters with sharp teeth and leering eyes in the tree trunks, and ghosts bobbing in the branches. It was all he could do to keep walking along the unknown path. When they emerged from the woods, the sun was overhead, and Frederick no longer needed to squint. He and Grandma Betsy continued west, and after a while sat down beside a stream to share a corn cake and some water. When it was time to move on, Frederick's legs were wobbly. "I guess 12 miles is a good hike for a little un," Grandma Betsy said, reaching down and hoisting Frederick onto her shoulders like a sack of firewood. Frederick had never been carried this way, mainly, he realized, because he'd never walked this far before. Until today, the farthest he'd been from his grandparents' cabin was the short walk to Levi Lee's mill, where he'd spent many hours watching farmers drive wagons filled with corn up to the mill to be ground into meal. Frederick wondered if he would ever again sit by the pond and watch the laden wagons and busy mill. After being carried for half a mile or so, Frederick was ready to walk again. The land around was changing from forest to more orderly fields filled with rows of wheat. The smell wafting on the breeze was also changing. A hint of herring stew, which Frederick loved to eat, permeated the air. "We're nearly there," Grandma Betsy said. "I ain't got much to tell you, except keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. Do everything you're told and do it mighty quick. You got that?" Frederick felt a lump in his throat. He nodded, afraid of what his grandmother wasn't telling him. Grandma Betsy stopped and grabbed Frederick by his shoulders. "Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey, you just remember who you are." Frederick nodded. He didn't want to disobey his grandmother, but he had no idea what she meant. "This here's the long green lane. We'll soon be there," Grandma Betsy announced. In the distance, Frederick made out sounds he hadn't heard before. There was banging and clanging as they walked past an open shed where a man pounded red-hot metal on an anvil. The man looked up briefly and nodded at Grandma Betsy. As they passed another simple building, Frederick caught a glimpse of one man sawing a long plank, while beyond him in the dark recesses of the shed another man hammered. The long green lane led Frederick through an expanse that rolled gently down toward the water's edge, where a wooden dock was located. "That there's the Wye River," his grandmother told him as she gestured. "And this here long green lane is the center of the Wye Plantation." To their left they passed low brick buildings around which people gathered. Through the trees, Frederick caught a glimpse of a white mansion with 6 red brick chimneys. "That's the great farmhouse," Grandma Betsy told him. "We're going over yonder to visit Aunt Katy." Frederick and Grandma Betsy walked on a few more yards until they came to a square white house. Several children played around its entrance. "Grandmammy!" Frederick heard one of the children exclaim as they approached the house. His grandmother turned and smiled. "Now, Frederick, you go on and play. They're your kin. That's your brother, Perry, and you've got 2 sisters, Sarah and Eliza, here somewhere." She gave him a gentle nudge. "Go get yourself acquainted." While reluctant to let go of Grandma Betsy's hand, Frederick wanted to look like a big boy. He slowly edged his way toward the other children. "You know how to play knucklebones?" a girl asked. Frederick shook his head. He knew how to play, but right now he didn't feel like it. Instead, he stood...